This is the bad boy Joey Janela, and you're watching Dre 41.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Drake41, aka Mr. 4K, aka Drake41. And on this video, I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about the AEW and Yuke's partnership for the AEW video game. We seen the trailer last night, and we had a little bit of a mixed reaction, to say the least. Not only on my live stream, but also on the Twitterverse as well. Between fans who liked what they seen, other wrestling fans who didn't like what they seen, people who had a lot of opinions about what we seen last night. For me, first and foremost, let's just get into what we seen last night. First and foremost, we seen Kenny Omega going up against Chris Jericho, big back and forth, a V-trigger, one-winged angel attempt, a Judas effect attempt, and then Hikaru Shida coming out and attacking Kenny Omega. From number one, point blank, we have intergender matches. Hopefully. Don't just let this be just because of the trailer and that's it. This has to be implemented in the game. We need intergender matches in this, point blank period. All right, the roster should be open for everybody to wrestle each other. In other fighting games, the women can fight the guys can fight the women can fight the women, the guys can fight the guys. It should be open. There shouldn't be any development in this game where it stops you from having the guys wrestle the women. Number one, especially in the realm of this year where we had a woman become a heavyweight champion in the company. So let's just be happy that hopefully that's something that we have. Now, let's get to the atmosphere of the trailer. Atmosphere looks really good. It almost looks TV accurate. I mean, the lighting looks great. The smoke, looks great. The lighting really looks good. Now, let's go with the ring. The ring looks great. I mean, there's not really much that you can say about the ring. I mean, it's a 20 by 20 foot ring. They also have the barricades with the logos on there. That's good. That's accurate. Let's go with the models. All right. So we see Kenny Omega. He's extra ripped. It looks like him. They got the hairstyle down packed. They definitely got the hairstyle down packed. I'm feeling like, and I'm not even going to say what I'm feeling like because I know because I read it on Twitter because, a lot of people are thrown off based on the body morphs. They say it looks too cartoony. They say they expected something else. And my question is did you expect a WWE game with an AEW skin over it? Because if that's what you wanted, then you could just play 2K19 and download AEW Cause, to be completely honest. And there you go. And you're all set. You don't have to worry about it. Other people are excited about it. They're happy that we have an option. They understand that it's possibly because Kenny Omega even said it during the conference, the Apple press conference. That was so ridiculous, but we're not gonna get into that. That it's along the lines of No Mercy and virtual pro wrestling. Now, some people are too young to have ever played virtual pro wrestling and No Mercy. And to be completely honest, I can see why they went with this visual concept. I can understand it. I can completely understand why. And it's because that's how those games kind of looked. I mean, if those games were updated with today's graphics, which they have, I mean, you can see them in mods. This is more or less how the bodies look. Now, don't get me wrong. They put, the wrestler's actual, body textures on there. And, that's cool. But back to this game. I'm happy with what we see. The body morphs are different, but that's fine. Like, I don't have an issue with the body morphs being different. I personally don't. I don't feel like it's an issue. I actually feel like it's a great way for the game to stand out. Case in point, Fire Pro Wrestling World, right? It's, I mean, come on now. It's goofy as all hell. It's 32-bit. You know what I'm saying? And people enjoy the game. I just feel like fans are more or less, I guess, coerced mentally into feeling like WWE games is the standard. And if it doesn't look like that or better, it's not a good wrestling game. When that just contradicts everything that majority of wrestling fans who've played other wrestling games think. Anybody who sit there and can play Here Comes the Pain, No Mercy, Shut Your Mouth, SmackDown versus Raw, anybody who could play those games and enjoy them right now, currently, aren't too worried about how the game doesn't look or does look. They just enjoy it and they say, you know, the gameplay is fun, which it is. And, you know, it looks good enough for its time. And this game looks good. Like, I feel like people are like, oh, we got these powerful consoles. It should be photorealistic. That's the way it should look. Point blank period. It's like, dog, like, chill. Relax. Okay? Like, this is an official AAA AEW game created or developed by Ukes. We should be happy about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like they got the attires good. The body morphs, like I said, is different, but it stands out. And that's appreciative. People sit there and say, well, it looks like Battlegrounds. No. No, it doesn't. It kind of doesn't. Like, if you really look at it, the initial reaction is people who don't really, or I felt like haven't really looked into the trailer enough. And mind you, this is a trailer. You know, even at the beginning of this video, it says things may change. So that's one thing right there. Number two, I feel like if this was how the game is going to look anyway, I'm fine with that. I honestly do not mind. Now, there's always two sides to a coin. Now, let's say for instance I wasn't so happy with it, right? Well, Dre, what would you think that they would need to do? Slim down the bodies. Very simple. Slim down, make them more proportionate, and that's it. That's literally it. Honestly, they wouldn't have to do much else. Keep everything else the way it is. Hikaru Shida's hair isn't shiny enough, I guess. I don't know. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna be a stickler. Yes, her hair needs to be a bit shinier. It looks like plastic or rubber. They got a good texture for the leather. The leather looks good. But the hair. They definitely need to shine it up a bit. But like I said, this is early footage, so I'm not too stressed out about that. Also, the sweat effects when they get punched. The sweat effects. That's another thing that I'm looking at. And the lighting, almost like a Tekken-esque sort of like lighting effect when they get punched. That's not bad. That is different. Once again, it's different. But I feel like this game is going to be based on simulation, quick reaction, with a visual look of an arcade game. I could be wrong. But if this is a spiritual successor to No Mercy and Virtual Pro Wrestling 2, then guys, this is going to be a simulation game. And I feel like with them adding these special effects to hits and other things like that, I feel like that's them trying to differentiate themselves from WWE games, because both of them will be a simulation. I don't know if Virtual Basement or the Wrestling Code is going to be simulation style. And if it is, then we're going to have 3 simulation style wrestling games where they're going to have to do something to stand out. And I feel like AEW turned the corner on that and jumped ahead of the game, or ahead of the ball, whatever you want to say. Yeah, whatever, something like that. And decided that what we're going to do is we're going to do a simulation base. Because, I mean, look at the gameplay, right? The possible gameplay in this trailer, where it's a back and forth. Then he tries to do a punch, go behind, tries to do a German suplex, He reverses it and then does the V trigger. V trigger goes right into the one-winged angel and he reverses it. Now, nothing was cartoony in any of that. It looked pretty much a simulation style. Also, how Kenny Omega went under the Judas effect, ducked under, and they had a standoff. That right there to me looks very simulation based, and it does not look like there is a Battlegrounds or WWE All-Stars type of influence to it. I don't even think Yuke's is interested in doing something like that. I think based upon the history of the games Yuke's has had a better portion of control with and of gameplay wise, that they know what they're doing. I am not worried about Yuke's developing this game. It actually relieves me that Yuke's is developing this game. It makes me feel better that they grabbed the director from No Mercy to help with this game. It makes me feel like this game is in good hands and that we don't have anything to worry about. Of course, once again, based upon initial reactions and Twitter, people are going to, oh my goodness, they're going to be up in arms. They're going to make a mountain out of a anthill. And that's fine. That's their prerogative. It is what it is. For me, though, I'm not worried about all that. I'm not worried about the visuals of the game. I'm not worried about the gameplay. The questions I have is, of course, because if you know who I am, then you know my thing is Creation Suite. I want to make sure that we have a call mode that is knee deep, not even knee deep, neck deep with features that we can utilize to make any wrestler we want. We need a logo uploader, point blank period. They need to, I hope that they have a logo uploader. That's the one thing I'm a little bit worried about. Now, don't get me wrong, they got Brian Williams helping out with this, and I'm pretty sure that he's, letting them know, hey, listen, the community keeps these games alive. This is what we need, guys. And I hope that they really listen and understand, like, that's what's needed in this game. Moves. We need this game to be a wrestling encyclopedia of wrestling moves. Whoever I want to make should have their move in this game. Point blank period. It should have their move. Another thing is different arenas. Now, they don't have a bunch of pay-per-views, and that's actually a good thing. I don't mind that. They should be able to have all the stages and special stages. Sears Center, Daly's Place, they should have that. Those two especially. They should also have the arena where when, the social distancing thing first started, and I don't know where they were at, but they should have that arena, that smaller staged arena. They should have that. That would be cool to have. Because once again, they only have, 6 pay-per-views? 5 pay-per-views a year? Something like that? With a special show? So I feel like, and another one, they should have All In. They should definitely have All In as a stage on here. Even though it had like the Bullet Club logo, I don't know how they're gonna get around that. I don't know how they're gonna get around that with the All In. No, they can get around that. I'm not worried about that. They can get around that. Roster, they should have a stacked roster. Point blank period. That's something that I'm not too worried about. They should have everybody or as many people as they can in the game initially. It shouldn't be a yearly title. It should be every couple of years, maybe 2 or 3. Should not be every year. Do not do that. We don't need that. Just service it. Come out with a game a couple of years later, and we're good. All right. I'm happy about this, man. I'm happy that we have options. I'm happy that this has come out, and we know now for sure that we're getting a game hopefully by the end of next year. I hope. If this was actually started back in 2019, I'm hoping that we get it out hopefully the end of next year or early 2022. As long as they keep the game updated, I would love to see them get in contact with the community, and get insight, get help to make this game as good as it can be. They definitely need to do that. What do you guys think? I mean, for me anyway, like I said, I really feel like this is a great game. Yeah, a lot of people, or some of the people, don't like how the visuals look. I honestly don't mind it. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Let me know. Let's talk about it. Maybe I'll do a live stream and respond to a lot of you guys' comments. We can have a little bit of a conversation. But other than that, guys, if you haven't, subscribe, like this video as well. Stay safe. Catch you guys on the next video. Later.